Hello, fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of February 2015 General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an important month we have for you as part of an important season. And it really is a continuation of the energies that I spoke about last month into this month that are going to define this particular season and this particular time of your life. What is happening this month is a rare phenomenon, and that is a second new moon in your sign. So last month we had Venus, we had Mercury, which then went retrograde and is retrograde as you start this month in your sign as well. And we had last month a new moon at the very beginning of your sign. This month's new moon will take place in the second half of the month, and it will take place at the very end of your respective sign. In fact, literally within 3 minutes of the new moon, both the moon and the sun change signs. So it's very rare to experience a new moon at the very beginning or very end of a sign, much less to experience two new moons back to back, 28 and a half days apart in the same sign. And that is how we're starting off this year. And that is how you are really coming to the fore and coming to a brave and bold new beginning. You might have thought that you already did, but now you're going to find yourself getting clarity and getting a second chance to try it again and to do it again, to understand what it is that you most desire to plant seeds now, what it is that you most desire to initiate now, which in turn will lead to some very prosperous fruit finding you a little bit further down the road once we get you 6 months from now when there's a full moon in your sign. But you actually are going to reap benefit before then. You actually are going to reap benefit this very month. And so, yes, it's a new moon, and normally new moons are not so much about reaping. They're not so much about things coming to culmination. However, it's a new moon happening at a culmination point in your sign. And so there's an element here of things coming full circle, and yet, because of it, you get to start all over again. Wherever it is that you thought that opportunity had come and gone, wherever it is that you thought that you had that one shot, maybe it didn't go as you planned, or maybe it didn't manifest the way that you had hoped, you now are going to get a second, much better shot. And it will be a matter very close to the heart. When there is a new moon in your sign, it really comes down to matters of identity. It comes down to understanding who you really are, what you really need, and what is changing for you now, and where it is that you are ready to be a new you, truly representative of who it is that you've become now. Some Aquarians have been having a tough time at this, I gotta say. Some Aquarians out there have been noticing themselves changing, their lives changing, and they're not sure how they feel about it, been going along for the ride, thinking that's what they're supposed to do. And some Aquarians out there actually started down a path and then began to question it, especially with Mercury beginning to enter shadow and going retrograde once we got into the month of January. Well, this is a month when a lot of things are going to feel like they're coming together. Well, you'll understand what changes it is that truly represent who you are now becoming and who it is that you desire to be, and what changes that maybe you took on that were representative of a life or a version of you that you no longer feel yourself to be. There's an element here of you stepping into a new you, and yet there's also an element here of feeling like this is a long time coming. There's a truth about yourself that you wish to embody. And what that actually is and what you think that's supposed to be has been a little bit about experimentation and a little bit about you second guessing yourself as well. Now will come the clarity so that there's no more questions. There's no more second guessing. It is obvious what it is that you really want to do. And here's the key thing. You actually do it. You actually go about initiating action and beginning again in a direction that affirms who you really are and what it is that really matters to you, regardless of what anyone else thinks. This element of rebellion seems to be highlighted, I gotta say, and will actually continue as you move beyond this month as well. So next month, we're gonna have a meeting of Mars and Uranus. This month, Mars will be communicating with your ruling planet Saturn in the second part of the month. So there's an element here of you making some stable decisions and making choices with a grounding into who you really are, in a sense of being truly honest with yourself. But ultimately, all this action is leading you towards a big breakthrough coming up next month. And so, as I said, it's a season that really is going to change you deeply and really is about you starting fresh and new in many, many ways. But this month is key in that. Because this month, you get that very valuable distinction that allows you to let go of who you were, that allows you to think about who it is that you think you're supposed to be, but who it is, if you're honest with yourself, you no longer are. Much to your surprise, you may come to a new definition, a new understanding of where it is that you desire to direct your attention, direct your action. This will have sweeping consequences in many areas of life, sweeping consequences to who is around you, the friendships you surround yourself with, the way you interact with other people is going to be huge in this as well. And also, the way that you understand what is worth giving your attention to may actually surprise you. It may not necessarily just be career. It may be you deciding to go down a whole other career path or a whole other career direction. It may not necessarily be you thinking that you need to go out there and be a revolutionary in the world when you'd rather stay at home and be with your kids and enjoy that revolution taking place within you, as you honor the truth of who it is that you are today and what it is ultimately that you really want to do. And what you will find is that the universe is going to rush to support you. The universe wants you to get honest and get clear about who you are and what's great about your life right now and where it is you have your power to make it even greater. And I think that you will find that that power lies largely in listening and being exactly who you are. It will lead you to a life that you like very much. And this month plays a key part in that, and it starts with your self-honesty.